we were in Iran, we went to Turkey and Canada. Let's try to go to see another country. This workshop was supposed to treat the conflicts of Iran, Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, all this region. That more or less the problem is the same, but they are worse than Iran because there is war. And Hamid from Afghanistan, when we asked him how long he needs for his presentation, talking about Afghanistan, he said 2 hours. And said this is not possible. That's why we left him at the end. In case that we cannot control him, because we gave him 10 minutes. Now 10 minutes. Because we want to have a few minutes at the end for the conclusion. And I'm begging him to stretch it as a chicken to compress it to not more than 10 minutes.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm very excited to attend this symposium. And I would like to start by saying thank you to all of you for allowing me to present the complication history of my country. My country is Afghanistan. So I work as a human rights active in Afghanistan Independent Human Rights Commission, and I work as a judge in the Supreme Court of Afghanistan. I did judgment in many cases, many issues, violation of human rights, and I investigate human rights case, and I work in human rights. It was very complicated work I did in Afghanistan. If I can't explain some of these cases, all of my story, what I did in the back, because still I studying English. Mr. Mike know about me. I study English to improve my language in this country. Here is Afghanistan. Afghanistan has a long history, war, conflict in the past. This is the flag of Afghanistan in the past, and the flag is black, red, and green. We are going to be green in the future. This country in Afghanistan, different language and different culture between the specific group of people. In Afghanistan, they are speaking people different language. 50% people Dari and 35 Pashto, and 11% of people speak Turki, Uzbeki, and we have 30 minor language we are speaking in the village and around of Afghanistan. And Afghanistan, this is a map of Afghanistan. Afghanistan located in the center of Asia, and the population of Afghanistan 30 million. 99% of population of Afghanistan is a Muslim fundamentalist. And this country located in the situation, in the west is Iran located, and the east located bordered by Pakistan, and in the north, when you see here is Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan, bordered by Russia, and in the northeast also China and Pakistan. Capital of my country is Kabul, and we have 34 province and 398 district. We have a long story, the story of Afghanistan, created in 18th century, and we have in the past a long conflict and war with British. 3 times we have a war with British, and the 3rd time Afghanistan in 1919 get independent from British control, and later we have king system. We have king system like Arabi Saudi, like that. We have king system. Government was like a king. If king died, after son of king, after like that. Government system. In 1973, overthrew the king system, came the new government, and later Afghanistan innovation by Russia troops. In this situation, in this time, Afghanistan was very bad had a very bad situation because start conflict and war, died many people and soldiers in Afghanistan. Later come in Afghanistan, Mujahideen, they supported by Pakistan, Arabi Saudi, and they make a group to doing a jihad and fighting political party. Afghanistan with conflict, later come Taliban group, Al-Qaeda, and Taliban, Al-Qaeda, also supported by Pakistan and Arabi Saudi. They introduced a hardline version of Islam. And later in 2001, assassinated the leader. He fight with Taliban, Ahmad Shah Massoud, and in 9/11, all of you know about 9/11 in the United States. After this, United States decided to come to Afghanistan, and in this country to bring peace and better situation for Afghan people, but still Afghan people suffering by war and oppression. In this situation, but we in 2001 to now, 14 years, unfortunately, the situation of Afghanistan didn't change and improve to several people to see a better situation, but still we have war, fighting, bombarding every day, 1,000 women and child in village, in the crowd of people every day dying. In the past, we had the peace country, we had security, we had economy from agriculture. We don't have high level of violation of human rights, and we don't have traffic human and trafficking opium or business opium or drug. We don't have in the past, but right now in the situation of Afghanistan, we have like that things. Maybe all of you in your mind have a question. Why war in Afghanistan? Why conflict? Different causes we have war and conflict in Afghanistan. Some of them national between Afghan people. There was a discrimination between party, nationality, races, and group, language. Some of these cases is international. The issues like political things, or geographic, or drug, opium business, like that things. As a consequence of this war and conflict, as a result, half of Afghan people displaced by war and going out of country, neighboring country, and million of Afghan, thousand of Afghan, more than million immigrated to other country. From 2001 to 2014, 38,000 women, child died in Afghanistan by conflict, war, explosion, and soldiers also. Taliban also, as a result, introduced a hard introducing of Islam and religion, like they banning women from social activity, and women cannot have a right to go to school, education, or work. Violation of human rights resided in that time, and consequences, we have Buddha in Afghanistan. Taliban destroyed this Buddha and shooting. And in Afghanistan, as a consequences, we have many in Afghanistan, and the situation like in the past war conflict with Taliban and with Russia or British, or right now is a war. This situation in Afghanistan. And the last, I want to mention it. Why Afghan people immigrate to Canada? Because of healthcare, education, social services, and operation, lack of human rights, or security, weakness, rule of law, justice system, government authority, poverty. This all reason was the Afghan people going out of Afghanistan or come to Canada. With the complication of measures, this all Afghanistan people leave our home, land, everything to come out of country. Why came to Canada, Afghan people? Because of future of children, but unfortunately still a newcomer, a new immigrant have a difficult situation in here in Canada also. Why? Because of education and employment. We have some issue, Afghan community and Afghan people here in Toronto also, in Canada, because of career. Some people have education or work experience in the past. They can't get Canadian experience or education here, and evaluation, language, or dealing with culture. These all issues in here have this problem between Afghan community. And Canadian system. Canadian system, for sure, we have a beautiful justice system, and we have police, enforcement laws, security, healthcare, and human rights freedom. This is the best things, change the situation, Afghanistan people, community in the past to here and come here. Some expectation we have, I know all thing, and my time is over. I'm sorry. I want to go fast. Some expectation here, we deportation victims should be case by case and human rights protection. Like here we have some case mentioned all here before, should be case by case. That means, what means deportation of victims? If some people left our home or back home, everything in the back, when come the new country, they are as a victim. We should be investigate this issue case by case. If some people like had a criminal background in the back, they coming in this country, deportation is according to Canadian law is okay. But if some people are life in the back is in dangerous situation, to come here to protect with human rights and Freedom Charter and Declaration Human Rights protect them. This is not human rights. protection to the portion in this case. Newcomer is as a victim, but need some services and help. We know here is a money office, a non-profit organization, they founded by government, and they need to advertise and help like this case and this situation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Andy. His approach, it was very academic. It was different from ours as the activist demonstrator on the street. But let's forget about refugees now. In these 2 days, there are other workshops also. But all of them, they have the same theme: truth, reconciliation, and engagement. We give you a lot of information today. You have some knowledge. But how it can become the truth? You know, every time there is something happening, we receive a different version of the same action. How in us it becomes something that really we can complement. In our group, after 26 deportees staying here, when we have a new case, I can tell you, almost none of them, they come to support the next one. This was a problem for us to understand. And these workshops helped us a lot. But going deep inside of that, why it doesn't create engagement? We discovered the strength of reconciliation. I choose another word that we can feel it much better. It's forgiveness. You know, a deportee here after 18 years, do you think he can be indifferent toward government? There is something. He's a Canadian. But the image created in him is not the same when he arrived with a lot of hopes. What can we do that this changes? If it doesn't change, there will be no action, there will be engagement. People here in our Iranian, for example, community, they hide that they are refugees. Why? Because our governments are giving a real image of refugees that they come here to take the jobs. They are cheaters. They are not the true refugees. They take the healthcare, all of these. How do we want that these people, something happens in them that not having any hate, anger toward anyone? And we understand, as long this hate and anger, you know, even toward Iranian government, there is hate. We understand that. But as long this hate exists, they cannot be productive. They cannot be engaged. They cannot help others. One of the person of this group, I believe we have to work somehow to change the mind of these people. Sometimes somehow they forgive and they forget what happened to them, to be able to be engaged and to help others. If you want.
Sorry. Ask questions? Oh, sorry about that. So I'm going to ask the workshop is over now, and I hope you guys enjoy. And so, as I mentioned in the beginning, so you take something with you to think about it and be one of the person who care about the situation, whole world, the human rights in the whole world, and that's why you are here, and we just appreciate that. And so I'm going to mention it, but the DOS you guys had it, so you can keep it. This is representing the DOS. Why, unfortunately, we can born in some different country. This is not the, I want to mention, it can be happen to anybody to born in a different country and be discriminated. It's not just not this is the right to someone, generation by generation will be a safe country. It would happen to anybody. So I mean, so you guys then had a chance to take the DOS, meaning here is a chance. My generation, next generation born in some different country by traveling to different places, but doesn't have an equal right as the other. Thank you.